Max Verstappen was denied what would have been a superb victory by his left rear tire blowout 5 laps from the end of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Sergio Perez then did what he was brought in to do, picking up the pieces to give Red Bull victory regardless. The Red Bull was decisively the fastest car in the race, it being all Lewis Hamilton could do to hang on once he'd been jumped at the stops by both Verstappen and Perez. His place ahead of them on the grid, and that of Charles Leclerc's pole-setting Ferrari, and their overcutting him at the stops was all about wing choice and tire deg. Rear wing sizes and tire degradation tend to be inversely proportional around Baku. The skinny wing will probably get you a better qualifying time than the slightly bigger wing, but will induce much greater rear tire degradation. One is slightly better in qualifying, the other much better in the race. Red Bull chose a fairly high downforce spoon profile wing, knowing they had inherently the fastest car here. Ferrari and Hamilton, knowing they were not on Red Bull's pace, went for skinny wings to maximize their qualifying performance. Together with a red flag which limited everyone to just one Q3 run, it put the Ferrari and Mercedes ahead of Red Bull on the grid. But they were never going to stay there on race day. A look at the lap time progression of Red Bull, Hamilton and Leclerc in the first stint on soft tires neatly illustrates that inverse wing tire relationship. Hamilton enjoyed an unencumbered run at the front once he'd slipstreamed past Leclerc at the end of the first lap. He was running in the low 1M47s. This was around 6 seconds slower than his qualifying time, but his fuel load accounts for around half of that deficit, the used tires around 1/4 of it, how hard he was using the engine may be another one's. The rest, the remaining ones, is just him running at a pace that will allow the tire to live for the stint. We don't see Red Bull's true pace at this point because both Verstappen and Perez are in the train behind Hamilton, their bigger wings preventing them from being able to slipstream past him, even with the benefit of DRS. But we see the respective tire deg as Hamilton begins to slow from the 9th lap. He drops 0.3s on that lap and a further 1/10 of a second the following lap. Mercedes brought him in on lap 11. Ordinarily, this would have kept him in front of the car behind. His new tire grip on his out lap would be expected to be greater than the following car's old tire grip on the in lap. But that wasn't the case here, because the tires on the Red Bulls were still in great shape. Verstappen, despite having been in Hamilton's dirty air for most of the first stint, something which invariably increases tire deg, was able to do an in-lap 0.8 faster than Hamilton's. This together with a much faster pit stop, Hamilton was delayed by Gasly's arrival, overcut Verstappen past Hamilton. Perez was brought in on the following lap. Despite tires 2 laps older than Hamilton's, he had more tire left than either of them. Unlike Max, he hadn't been attacking, but just sitting a respectful distance behind his teammate. That and the protection given by that bigger rear wing gave him enough tire grip to better Hamilton's in-lap by a full 1.258. This leapfrogged both Red Bulls past the Mercedes. Superior tire deg from the bigger wing put them in their rightful position as the fastest cars. A look at Leclerc's lap times on his extreme skinny wing underlines the point. Initially lapping around 0.2 slower than Hamilton, he could not even maintain this quite conservative pace. By the 6th lap he is in the high 1M47s, then the mid 1M48s. He was brought in on lap 9. That summarizes the difficult choice presented by Baku's strange mix of a Monaco-like middle sector and Monza-like final sector. Depending upon how quick your car is, the wing tire deg trade-off will be in a different place.